looking ahead to the Six Nations, and the great thing now, we've got the backdrop of the World Cup as well. I think you probably thought 4 years ago in your head was, beating New Zealand was going to be the key to winning a World Cup. I don't know if that overall that thought has changed. Is it South Africa? I mean, I had to write a piece recently. Is South Africa the standard bearers now of World Rugby? We've seen France come through majestically in the last 12 months. When you're sort of looking for runners and riders and maybe just seeing who's progressing in what ways and maybe what ways you might have to evolve to beat them, is it more complex than it was sort of 4 years ago?
Yeah, well, first of all, if we just start with the Six Nations, mate, how's that changed over the time I've been here? I remember when I first came here and they talked about it being the greatest tournament. Well, I probably had a few reservations, but now I don't think you can debate that at all. Like, if you look at the quality of the teams in the Six Nations, Scotland's improved out of sight, Ireland's regenerated, Wales are tough, and France is a completely different team. What was it, 4 years ago, we beat them by 60 points. If they probably didn't come out for the first 15 minutes, we might be a chance to beat them by 60 points now. They're a serious team. So you just look at the way the Six Nations has evolved, and Italy with Kieran Crowley, who did a great job with Canada. He did a fantastic job with Canada. So he's had that sort of experience of bringing a tier 2 side up. So he'll improve Italy. And then you look at the rest of the world. You've got New Zealand, who are always going to be strong because they've got that centralised system of producing players. South Africa have won the World Cup. They've beaten the Lions. Any team that can do that in the space of 2 years is a serious winning team. But having said that, if you look at their age profile, they are getting older, and whether those players can sustain it for another 2 years to the World Cup is a question. You got Vermeulen, who's 35 now. He'll be 37 going in the World Cup. There's a few others in their 30s. So, but they've got a lot of good players coming through. And then you've got Australia, who's resurrected themselves under Dave Rennie. So I reckon this World Cup coming up, the big thing is you just, like in every tournament, you got to take every game as it comes. Every game as it comes. And you can't get too far ahead of yourself saying you got to beat so-and-so in the semi-final. And France is what a great place to have a World Cup. Rugby there at the moment. Like, I was there last weekend. They show every top 14 game live. They show every Pro D2.
Pro D2. Yeah.
They show every one of those. They show every one of those games live. Rugby's going through the roof there. Absolutely going through the roof.
And Eddie, what was the key things you learned from that sort of fact-finding mission in terms of prep?
That the whole France nation is getting behind France for that World Cup. They got 40 professional clubs. They have 42 players in camp. They can keep 28 players until the Wednesday. Everything's being geared towards that team doing well at the World Cup. And for us to compete against them, we're going to have to get everything aligned here. We just had a great meeting with the RFU on Friday about really finding a way to get everyone behind the team for the next World Cup. And so, it's absolutely exciting, mate.